Hello there. Welcome to your Week 7 edition of your Park's Finest weekly address. Anyway, Week 7 was definitely an eventful week to say the least. We had, as you can see, 2 games of the weeks, ladies and gentlemen. It was quite an eventful week. It was hard to decide between just who could have game of the week, and we took a vote, and it came back that we had to just break it down into 2. So there you go. Anyway, in the standings, She Unit advanced narrowly, as we'll get to later, to 6-1 with your still number 1 record in the league. Way to go. I'm with her 2020 and the gift of Brad are now 5-2. Brad is still superior, it seems. Drink it in, man. And of course, we have Brandon, who continues to break down on his handicap by setting his lineup. Way to go, buddy. Anyway, the Super Freaks ended their 3-game losing streak and advanced. God bless Comerica, the Nexus, and Bass Kicker all took a step back. We have 4-3 records and 3-4 for the Bass Kicker. Carry On My Wayward Son unfortunately lost the Carry On in the Wayward Son and is no longer... Basically, Carry On's out for season, so we'll see if the name changes and we'll see how he does. He is unfortunately lost 2 straight with a 2-5 record. Kiko freaking Torres advanced with that trade for the Tom Brady Dorsett connection. To a 2-5 record, we'll see what he could do. And Patrick's my homie, unfortunately lost the Patrick in the homie. And we'll see what Deshaun Watson can do. As I always say, Patrick, you're my homie. Anyway, this week's first edition was the Toilet Bowl, the number 9 team versus the number 10 team, with Kiko freaking Torres basically beating down Patrick's my homie, 182 to 125. This game wasn't close because, as I said earlier, the Patricks and my homie ended up getting hurt on Thursday Night Football. Kiko freaking Torres got 15 from Brady. Not looking good after that trade, but hey, it got him his win with 20 from Lockett and 29 from Fournette. One has to say, when your backup quarterback is Deshaun Watson and he gets you 25, you're probably going to be okay. Aaron, don't you worry about it. You're going to be fine. We know you're coming back. 6 people make the playoffs in this league, ladies and gentlemen. You're never out of it. Anyway, your second game, the Battle of the Titans. I'm with her 2020. Let's just say it. Did not fall into the vortex. He didn't fall for that. He ended up winning 184 to 153. Your player of the game and player of the week was Aaron Rodgers, but it was not enough to defeat I'm with her 2020. Brandon once again set his lineup, and this stacked team with Lamar Jackson, Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen, who got hurt, but he has plenty of backups, at least I believe so. 22 from Aaron Jones. Melvin Gordon absolutely collapsed, which was hilarious and ended up helping me win in another league. Thanks, buddy. With only 11, but still cleaned up with Kupp, Amari Cooper. He has McCaffrey on the bench. He's going to be just fine. He was on a bye week and still cleaned house. The Nexus honestly had decent production from most of his team. Fitzgerald let him down hard. And as we all found out, David Johnson did not actually play, even though he was active, and screwed most of us over. So if had the Nexus had got a decent game out of David Johnson, he would have been successful. But there you go. Anyway, we got our blowout of the week, but basically it's a plus 60 differential. The Super Freaks ended up beating God bless Comerica 191 to 131. This game's a lot closer than the scoreboard shows. We had Chase Edmonds on the bench with 46, but folks, as I said with the Nexus, he was never going to start Chase Edmonds with him being active. You would have been a crazy man. Maybe you could argue he knows for next week, but David Johnson, I believe, is ranked like 6th this week for most running backs. So good luck with that. Anyway, in this game, give me a second here, for just 1 second. We had a pickup of the week who was a pickup and then dropped Josh Allen for the Super Freaks, who ended up getting 30 and was a big proponent, and why he ended up winning his first game in 4 weeks, in a month, if you will. He got 26 from Jacobs, the trade via Kiko freaking Torres. The real story here, folks, was Matt Ryan let God bless America down with 4 points. He got hurt. It looks like he's in real jeopardy to miss his first game in, I believe, like 100 games, some crap. Crazy. Tyreek Hill had 21. Murray had 43. Hell of a start, by the way, especially with his best player, Alvin Kamara, out. He got unlucky with the Bears not even giving any of their running backs the ball. And same with the Bills, not giving their best player the ball in Singletary. And when you get 1 and 4 there, what the hell are you going to do? Austin Eckler went off randomly despite the freaking Chargers sucking. Yep. This game's really not much to say. We're done with it. We're on to game of the week number 1. This game came all the way down to Monday Night Football. It was a battle between Julian Edelman on Bass Kicker, and we had the gift of Brad with Sony Michel. Folks, this one was what I call an absolute barn burner. The gift of Brad gave Bass Kicker quite a gift with Sony Michel's 29 points. Unfortunately, Julian Edelman's 15 was not enough. Bass Kicker, hell of a start with Kirk Cousins. I'm not even just saying that. That took balls. He dropped golf and got more production out of a guy off the street. You were this close, buddy. Keep it up, Bass Kicker. You're right there in the standings. You're 1 game out of the playoffs. 6 make the playoffs. Nobody's out. Anyway, Bass Kicker, I would argue, got let down hard with Williams, again, getting him 4. Kind of a risky start with Penny. He got him 0 and didn't even touch the ball. That was definitely surprising. Defense got him 25, as we'll find out in the next game of the week how important that is. Brad got 44 with... arguably could be start of the week with Jones at his number 2 receiver. He had 4 touchdowns. The Team Lions over here didn't have the... I forgot to mention, as a matter of fact. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'll mention it later. Team Lions benched. We'll get to that. I apologize. Team Lions does not have Marvin Jones, and Bass Kicker does and started him. Hell of a start, Brad. What can we say? Drink it in, man. 1 despite Evan Ingram's 1. This guy... he's never out of it. What can we say? Anyway, game of the week, number 2. We got She Unit surviving Carry On My Wayward Son. 167 to 164. This game, once again, came down to Monday Night Football. And it was between nobody. I don't know what the deficit was, but it became the New England defense. And the Jets absolutely imploded. And the Park's finest, folks. Let me tell you, defense wins championships. Carry On My Wayward Son did all he could do, trying to counter the Super Freaks with his 33 from Jared Goff. But he probably should have left it, or he probably should have let it be, if you will, because Matthew Stafford had 44. Had you had done that, buddy, you would have won your game. But despite that, Dalvin Cook had 40, T.Y. Hilton had 20. I didn't expect that out of Hilton. She Unit is as dangerous as ever. She has had she won despite Russell Wilson's 17 points, Joe Mixon's 9, and Tyler Boyd's 7, Calvin Ridley's 7. Man, when you're getting that production out of your defense, it's definitely nice. We'll see what Carry On Johnson does with, or what we'll see what Danny does with the Carry On Johnson situation. Unfortunately, he used a valued waiver claim on Jared Goff. But I think that pretty much wraps it up, guys. That's it, man. That's all I got. Hell of a week. On to week 8.